Hey, brothers and sisters, what's up? This is the Reluctant Nabi back again. And, oh Lord, let's just say, this is going to be an interesting topic for tonight. Alright. In all our ways, let's get what? An understanding. Alright. And, let me see if it's easy to do things this way. If there's one thing I want y'all to get from all of this, it is an understanding. Basically, we got a lot going on here. All right, in the community, we got a barrage of people trying to figure out what men saving themselves is. I remember a while back, it was the white that there was a web page, okay, and in the web page, the brothers that was running the web page, dang, my head always looked like wrong side. I keep patting this side down, but anyway, do this, do this, yeah. My dude. Okay. Anyway, my fro is out of character. But anyway, so back in the day, in the days of the men saving ourselves, which was very important and significant, right? But back in those days, one of the things that we had to understand is that we realized that there was a serious problem, a very serious problem, in that of all things that we have survived as Afro men. Because no matter what you say, the psychological gains and the just sheer violence, and when you look at the fear of us learning to read, they taught the women to read, the women slaves to read. We're talking about chattel slavery. Let's make that understood. There's a difference between chattel slavery and everything else. Alright? Chattel slavery is what they did to Afro people in the Americas. Let me break it down just a little more. Under chattel slavery, they call it chattel slavery because they took the identity away from the Afro people. Took the religion away, the name away, the family away. As a matter of fact, it's called chattel slavery because they treated Afros like cattle. Now, keep in mind that most of the people that came here were male. 2/3 of this population were male. Alright, now as some of y'all know, I spent most of my time in the military as a lab technician. Y'all know I got them the degrees and certifications, right? This is how far and how much disrespect that other Afro dudes that spend most of their days putting smoke on their brain have for dudes that have obtained the degrees, that know a little bit about something in like the laboratory field, because they help work with things in the laboratory field, know a little thing about history, and know a little bit about, or, well, we all know a lot about how we cannot trust the these organizations, these 23andMe, these DNA people, and all the rest of that stuff with our information. One would think, one would think that at the end of the day, the last thing that we want is to have ourselves situated where we are not speaking to our benefit, but we're trusting more lies from the people that have done nothing but taught us lies. But this is where we are. I was arguing with somebody. I'm not even arguing with them. I was in a discussion with some people. Based on, let's just say, all the, I don't know how, I was in a discussion with people about the DNA test, and they're arguing ADOS, right? And the problem with the ADOS clowns is, one, they need to put the funny cigarettes down. One, they need to put them down. Alright? They need to put the funny cigarettes down. Period. And why do they need to put them down? Because they can't handle the truth. Because their mind is so clouded. They think in only the box that some other dude that's uneducated. And it could be, so this is what these guys are doing. They're picking out the person they like. They're picking out the person they like. And believing everything that comes out of their mouths, because they don't have the experience, but they use the trees in the same way that these guys use trees. That's the best way I could come up with it. Because beyond me, I am lost for words at how a person cannot see the truth as to what's going on in the so-called black community. Alright? Now, the other thing is that I wanted to continue on with this fake outrage and everything. With all the stuff we have going on, with how you cannot tell the real from the fake, with all the mess that people are accepting as real. And also with the fact that when you try to warn people about what they accept as real and how much of a risk that's going to be, they don't want to hear it. Again, because you can't tell us nothing. Alright, you cannot tell us nothing. We'll get to that, Martel. We'll get to that. You cannot tell us nothing. All right, so in the midst of not being able to tell us anything, I'm about to tell y'all what's been up. All right, because I mean, I just really, we can, y'all, this is craziness. This is real bona fide craziness in that we can't talk to brothers. And I guess we can't really call them brothers if you can't talk to them, right? If they cannot respect your education that you got the same as the Caucasians from the same universities, all right, and let's make this clearer. The education that these guys are espousing are not the dudes that really read, but the dudes that are running game that basically came out of the prison system, cultivated a lot of the rest of these dudes within the prison system, and those dudes will argue with people that actually work in the industry that they're trying to, I don't even get it. This is something that is just really difficult for me to understand. How is it that these guys have very little respect for people that work in the industry that tries to educate them on an industry that they do not work in, yet they will argue with the person that actually works in the industry? All right, and I find it just really simply, it is simply beyond me. Wait a minute. I think I got kicked off of, wow. Let's see something real quick. So I'm trying to see what's up with my Facebook page. Hold on, because I'm trying to let people know I'm here. All right, so one of the things I've noticed, right, is that YouTube is combining with Facebook, and they are, not only are they combining with Facebook, but they are changing how we do live videos, right? And one of the reasons they're changing it is that one of the things that I am able to do is present you with instant information, instant research right now with the format as it is. And I think that's what they're trying to stop. All right. They don't want us to be able to do instant research. It's all about control. Hard to understand, but it's all about control. And so I'm trying to figure out, what's really going on. Trying to figure out what's really going on with my Facebook page, right? And so I'm trying to figure out what's really going on. That worked. And why stuff is just so difficult. I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist.
This is the definition of conspiracy theory.
But I'm kind of sick and tired of stuff not working the way it's supposed to. Alright, and so basically it just kind of is what it is. Now, as we get into this, I was talking before on how we can't trust any of the information, and we are at the point where it's time out for arguing with the people that want to stay in ignorance. Alright? Because that's what we basically have here. We have people that want to stay ignorant. If you're not their guy, it don't matter where you work and what you know about the things you are working on. These guys that know nothing will argue with you about stuff that you work on. I was explaining to somebody about DNA. These are the things that DNA cannot do, and that's why it's a small window of how it is admissible in court. DNA can put everybody back to Africa, period, because that's where everybody originates from. Alright? The DNA that they say, well, you come from Africa, it doesn't mean that you specifically came from Africa. It means that maybe they traced your mother's lineage back to Africa. But your father could have came from somewhere else other than Africa. You understand? This is why they use the mother's DNA, because it is so opaque. You can basically and generally place anybody anywhere you want to place them using the mother's DNA in any time in history. Alright, so one of the things I tried to explain to this dude, let me see, on Facebook, Mason Grant. Okay, this is what he says. I really can't be, this is how ignorant these people are. He said, you can't be working in STEM if you can't even use the word sense correctly. DNA, this dude is a joke. Okay? This dude is a joke. Alright, and this dude, alright, I spelled the word wrong, like since, S-I-N-C-E. Hold on, and I probably used it right too, but I don't care. And I used the proper sense word. Alright, and so he wants to correct a lab tech on English. When we're talking about DNA, something that I worked with in the past, alright, something that I studied about in the past, understand this, and this is the level of ignorance, this is the level of, what kind of mentality do you call this? Okay, I don't even know what to call this. And this is why it is so difficult for Afro people to get ahead, because people are training their children to follow clowns or guys like this, basically, who, when they don't have a sound argument, they start correcting someone's English. Alright, they start correcting someone's English. They can't argue with, and so basically this is what it is. It is what it is. Alright? They want to correct someone's English, and I don't even deal with these people anymore, because it's senseless. It's just really senseless. Alright, but a couple of things I want to deal with is the worry that a lot of these people are having. Alright. Hey, Mechadon. What's up, Miss Beautiful? Megadon in his ear, for shizim on his ear. Alright, what's up, Texas Marine? Simplify, man. Martel, the cool. $3 assassin. What's up, Daniel Porter? Trey Manifest, to the 5th. Oi, Francisco, to the bang. And Francisco, you always know what to say. Say agora. Say ontem. Entendo. Okay, so you always know what to say very well. But muito bom, Francisco, muito bom. Let's see. Okay. Tai Chi, what's up? Terminator T800. Alright, so this is where we're getting to. Alright, so let's get into the meat of this. Exhibit A. Alright. One of the things we have to combat, is this. That many of these people will pop up and call men who want to do right by their seeds, who want to do right by their self, who want to do right by their legacy. They call it self H8. Right? But as I recognize many of the brothers, and you got some sisters that's trying to keep it real, but many of the brothers do not change their appearance to the degree where they want to look like the image of a doll created by, let's say, people that are not us. Alright? So the problem then becomes, who has more of that in them when they go and alter their appearance to the tune where they don't even look right? Period. You know what? Let me see if I can invite this dude to the live stream. He probably won't show up. Alright. But it's worth a try. Because I like to give people the chance to I just, look, y'all, I just really don't know. I'm going to put it to you this way. Hold on. Alright, so basically, this dude's name is, and in this post, and this is my problem with the people claiming Hotep. First of all, like I said, if there was a Hotep dude that's for real, that actually studied some stuff, that know what Egyptology is about, that would be Brother Irritated Genie. Alright. Now, they try to hide his stuff on YouTube because that dude exposed so much. He exposes with the other fake Hoteps, you know, the ones that run around just saying Hotep, Hotep all day. He exposed what really happened in history, where the other Hoteps fall, they celebrate, they're claiming, oh, we need to accept things that, the diversity that destroys the Afro community, right? And so this is my problem with a lot of these people. Now, when this dude come on, y'all let him know my history. Because I think he thinks I'm playing. There was one dude I shut up because he act like that I wasn't, he was acting like that all I did was just sit on the computer. And true, at the time I was sitting on the computer, but he didn't understand that I was on my phone, and he didn't understand that I'm in here in Brazil. Alright? And he didn't understand what I was doing in Brazil. I sent him links of what I've been doing at night in the favelas, and I haven't heard from him. I haven't heard back from him. Oddly enough, his girlfriend contacted me and told me, well, she's glad I stood up to the guy because the information, I stated that the information he was putting out was just really off the wall. And it gets into this. Fake information, fake everything, where we can't trust anything. Alright? And we darn sure can't trust anything, or we can't. It's like this. These dudes that's talking all this mess, right? We have to wash that off our feet. And we have to check them down with information. Now, his girlfriend was trying to take things other places, like his personal life, and I didn't care about his personal life. I mean, that's a dude. Me, I really don't care. And I told her, look, I don't care about his personal life. I just checked him on his information. Alright? I said his personal life is between him and God. Alright? But that's what's up, right? But then you got us being shouted down by women like this and telling us that we are the issue because we don't like the wicked treatment they have been giving us for our past history. Alright, the other problem is we can't trust the news. Alright, so when I say we can't trust the news, these same dudes that's going to argue with me, a lab tech that's been in the business for a while, and that understand how DNA can be used to manipulate area, and being a person that could break down the actual meaning of the DNA so that this person can get an understanding. Hey, what's up, Dwight? Alright, and the problem that they had was Dane Calloway. The problem they had was Dane Calloway, him saying that many of the Afro people here were natives. And that is truth, right? Many Afro people were brought here. So many Afro people that were here were natives that were made slaves. And then there were slaves that were brought here from Africa. But since many of the Afro people that were that are Aboriginal, like the Aborigines in Australia, like the Aborigines in Melanesia, like the Aborigines in the Philippines. You get me? But see, these are dudes that don't get up and travel anywhere. All right, these are people. Hey, what's up, Yadiah? Okay. Hey, David Bowman. I don't know if I got you. Hey, what's up, Christopher? All right, so this is what's going on. Você estuda inglês? Agora? Ok. Tá bom, tá bom. Bem estudia. Sorry, I forgot my name. There's no such thing as late when alive. Exactly. Trey Manifest. Let me read this out loud. He says, black men love exuding blackness. Black women want to change their phenotype. That's why they wear weave, lace fronts, etc. The bleaching. And she would be lovely, but we don't know how much of this is plastic surgery. All right, and so what I was looking at and what I was curious of is how many I don't know, Dwight. I'll have to check. I think I did. Okay, so I knew what you meant. My brain spelled out the word properly. All right, so basically, we have a lot of women that really are full of beauty. All right, but then we have another issue going on. And y'all may have seen this picture in one of the videos I put up. Let me see if I can get her up in here. Think this might be, yeah, this is it. All right, so what this picture is all about, and we're talking about deception, right? But I don't know how much deception this is. But I haven't heard of this term until recently, right? And it's a term called blackfishing. All right, let me break it down. All right, let me see. All right, and there was this article here. What is blackfishing? All right, so basically, in the hypocrisy is palpable. Y'all know I can't talk some of the times. All right. Is a recently term coin used to describe someone who is accused of pretending to be black on social media by using makeup, hair products, and in some cases surgery to drastically change their appearance. The phenomenon emerged in November when a Twitter thread called people to post all Caucasian girls cosplaying as black women on Instagram went viral, garnering more than 23,000 retweets and thousands of responses criticizing influencers for doing this. Contributors to the threads posted a string of before and after photos which show clear discrepancy in certain Instagram users' skin tones. Now, here's the thing, and this is what kills me. All right, this is one of the faces, right? So this is what kills me. It's okay, again, the hypocrisy. No one in a Hotep group no one calls out the Afro woman, the black woman, for anything. I want y'all to understand this. This is hypocrisy at its best. No one calls out this woman for anything. You know who else don't get called out? The Caucasian male. Oops, no, can't say that. Because, oh, they're going after the Caucasian male. So everybody gets called out, but one group of people, and that's the BAW. I want y'all to understand the hypocrisy in all of this. The hypocrisy is so deep that it is bordering beyond ridiculous. And you got the same people that want us, the rejected people, the people that everybody argues with all the time, even though we're the subject matter expert at what we do. If that guy come on, I doubt that he will. Because most guys like that don't like to be challenged. Alright? Most guys like that do not like when somebody challenges them. And when you bring up that you may know more about the subject matter because it's a subject matter that you happen to be more of an expert in, then they start correcting your English on Facebook. You know, like I'm writing a term paper on Facebook. Alright, so when you look at this, yeah, there is somewhat of a difference. But guess who don't care? Guess who doesn't care? And I'm going to tell you why this is a problem. I am going to tell you why this is a problem right now. Right here. It's only a problem because these women are cutting into the black woman's simp financial exploitation mode. Alright, that's all Instagram is. You get a lot of people on Instagram putting stuff up on Instagram, doing stuff on Instagram. Alright? And it's all about making money off of your looks. So these women figured out, well, we look good, and since the BAW is trying to look like us, let's go on ahead And we're going to get money from our guys, and we're going to get money from their guys. All we have to do is put on a little bit of makeup. Now, keep in mind that the very people that are complaining forget that many women around the world use bleaching products. Think about that for a second. Many women around the world use bleaching products, and these people are upset. I mean, really upset over women that's using makeup. All right, again, the least checked group in the world, and Sister Shahrazad Ali pointed this out. The competition between females for male attention. And it's about cold, hard cash. It is about cold, hard cash. All right. What's up, Captain Marvel? Right. Contacts, yes. All right. And still, they have guys that will support all of this mess. If we call out what they do, the same dudes that's going to argue with me over DNA without understanding how easy it is to, well, you know what? I believe a lot of these DNA companies understand how gullible and how ignorant people will want to be about some stuff, especially us as a people. Yes. Alright, and I'm going to say this. The cash is dwindling. And I'm going to tell you why. The cash is dwindling for a number of reasons. One, you got some of the dudes that said, you know what? We don't need this mess. We're dudes that travel. Let's go to Colombia. Let's go to Brazil. Let's go to the Philippines. Let's go to the Orient. And their women is right there in front of their face where they're at. So the Instagram people can't get their money. Then you got the SYSBM, you got the MGTOW, you got the Red Pill groups. Alright, all those groups, by the ideology of who they are staying away. Which leaves them with a minority of men and left, and many of the men in Simp Town don't have the resources or finances to give to everybody. So the competition is fierce. Alright? The competition is fierce for what's left. Now, here's the weird thing. The women do not want to get in a relationship with what's left. Right? Because, well, you know, That's all. The resources that they have would be stretched to no good. You understand this? All right. And so the business of deceit in the United States is so endemic within the country that no one trusts anyone anymore. Think about this. I am telling people not to use Booking.com. You know my problem with Booking.com? My problem with Booking.com is I could not see the bathroom. Why did this matter? The only reason I rented the room that I did, and I paid way too much money for this, and I paid a lot of money. I paid the most money for a hotel here for this piece of junk room than I have ever paid for a hotel. Understand this. What Booking.com did is, for this hotel, when I use Travelocity, this is one of the reasons I like using Travelocity and Priceline. But I really wanted to stay in Ipanema. I was singing that song, the girl from Ipanema, so loving it. You know, I was singing a song. I wanted to stay here, but it rained. I wanted to go to the beach of Ipanema. Here's the other problem. The whole area was not honest. The Uber driver, we couldn't really find it because it didn't look like a hotel. All right, we had to drive up 2 or 3 hills to get here. All right, if I want to go out and eat, I have to go down a mountain or pay for some high dollar stuff here at the hotel. All right, the electricity in the part that's supposed to be where the sinks are does not work. I thought I was getting a water jet tub. That's what I thought I was paying for. Let me say this. The total taxes and everything came out to be, for those of you that saw the live stream that went dead, the total came out to be $103. Alright. The stove, it doesn't work. There's no microwave. There's no nothing. Alright. And so basically, I'm going to see how Booking.com deals with this when I get back. Because I'm going to give them a chance and I'm going to let y'all know how that went. But what happened was I picked the room because in their main photos they showed a jet tub, and that for the $100 and something, that's what I thought I was getting. All right. When I came in here, it's a raggedy shower, and I'm thinking I was going to sit down and be able to relax. It's an open area. Everything is just open, and basically with everything being rustic, I don't pay for ambiance, right? And so I was thoroughly disappointed with this hotel. I am thoroughly disappointed with it, right? All the stuff it said that I was supposed to get, I didn't. All the stuff that it said was supposed to work, it doesn't. All the stuff that it said was supposed to be in here was not. When I went to the guy to show him that this was not what I paid for, I didn't even feel like arguing. I was like, you know what? Because I couldn't change the room once I rented it. And then we had to drag the bags down the steps. This place has been the worst hotel room I have ever rented. Outside of the ones where the bed bugs jacked my arm up, in Georgia. And what makes it the worst is how much I paid for it. Alright, because in the pictures it looked like I was getting something else for the amount of money I was paying for. But in reality, when I came in here, I was pissed. And that's why I am sending, when I get back, calling a booking.com, and I'm going to have a major complaint. Alright? And so basically I might be able to recover some of my money, but I don't let things go. Alright? This is what everybody would like us to do. Oh man, let it go, let it go. No, people run over you when you let stuff go. Alright? See, and that's the dishonesty. I couldn't really tell what was in here. And I always look at the bathroom. You understand? I always look at the bathroom before I rent something. Alright? And so everything that we're getting involved in is way, way, way on the disingenuous side. From the politicking all the way to everything. In the news, alright, they're trying to slam Bernie Sanders in the Democratic Party. Tulsi Gabbard is suing Hillary Clinton. Alright? Tulsi Gabbard is suing Hillary Clinton for defamation of character and her name. Because Hillary Clinton basically called Tulsi Gabbard a Russian spy. Worse than that, a Russian sleeper spy. Understanding that most people, many people, let's not say most, because I don't know if it's most, but we know many millions of people in the United States, what's up Cortez Forever? In the United States will believe what Hillary Clinton say as gospel truth, no matter how much of a lie it is. So Tulsi Gabbard is suing her. Elizabeth Warren, this is how they tried to set up Bernie Sanders. Alright, and Bernie Sanders, oh Lord, you know what? The Democratic thing looks like it's falling down to Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders. And you got CNN and the women, they're trying to torpedo Bernie Sanders' campaign. And it's going to work. But you know what? Ooh, I can't wait for Elizabeth Warren to run against Donald Trump so that Donald Trump can do to her what they've been doing to Bernie Sanders. Because I don't agree with all of Bernie Sanders' politics. I don't agree with a lot of what Bernie Sanders have to say. But I don't like how unfairly they treated him. New York is the bastion of just, I don't even know what to call it, y'all. I don't even know what to call it. But people are getting so disingenuous that people can't even be nice anymore. Alright? It's getting to the point where we can't tell the real from the not so real. Hold on for a minute. Let me give you for an example. Nope, that ain't it. But operation, surgery. And basically, Remember the story of Rema Houston? And who was it? Genuine? Alright, and so basically what I am telling people is this. We need to stop looking at a bunch of women in the car with a bunch of makeup on, talking about, yeah, the bomb, this, that, and the other. Alright, we need to cut that out. Alright, things have gotten so fake that we don't know what's real anymore. And we had one artist just get caught up bad. We had one artist get caught up bad. Genuine, I believe. Because he judged someone based on makeup. Judge someone based on makeup. You understand? And I keep trying to tell these guys that you can't do that. Not in this day and age. In this day and age, that could get you in trouble. When you want to judge somebody based on makeup. Alright, and so you got a bunch of people practicing deception in the United States, from businesses all the way up to the politicians, back down to people themselves. Hold on for a second. Alright, and that's basically it. All the way down to the people themselves. You got this onslaught of people who feels like their purpose is to deceive. And they're not letting anybody know until you know. You know how they say, if you don't know, now you know. No, you don't know. Hold on for a second. Let's see something. Let's see if I can pull it up. There it is. Alright, so you got if you don't know, now you know. This country is becoming all about deception. When they say the new Babylon in all the reggae music, they knew what they were talking about. They knew exactly what they were talking about. What's this? Okay. They knew exactly what they were talking about. Alright, and so this country is setting a dangerous precedent where people are going to get sick and tired of being deceived. People are going to get sick and tired of having things being taken away from them. Alright, so as I mentioned before, okay, so in the last debate, they tried, the Democratic Party along with CNN tried to torpedo Bernie Sanders' campaign because going into Iowa he has the lead. Okay, y'all don't want to hear about that, but look at what they did, and maybe y'all should pay more attention to what's going on. So what's happening is Elizabeth Warren had a fake story put out, and we know it's fake, is because, well, we go with we don't believe the person that keeps fabricating things. We go with the person that at least, whether you like him or not, at least he's been honest. Alright? But her aide said that, alright, hold on. So this isn't even first-hand knowledge. Elizabeth Warren put out a story that goes like this. Bernie Sanders said that a woman could not win as president. Alright? And so she put the story out, and the way it was put out on CNN and all the rest of that stuff, and the way they did this to torpedo his campaign, made it look like he said it directly to her. So when you heard the allegation, you was like, oh dang, he said that to her. Alright, now, so when you ask Bernie Sanders, he said, I said no such thing. Well, then it turns out, well, an aide told her that he said, oh Lord. Lord, if y'all could just see my eyes, just roll back into my head. An aide told her that he told them that he said, you see the problem with this? This is basically what the impeachment is. This is how the Democratic Party operates. Alright, deceptive, untrue, lying, and doing anything they can to trash people that otherwise would have good ideas, that would be able to push the narrative and the issue if they were to challenge some things. They're not going to beat Trump, but maybe they might give him some ideas in the campaign. But if people go into the campaign that just torpedo other people in their party, I don't know what ideas he would take from them except, yeah, leave them clowns alone, stay far away from them. What the CNN moderator did was ask Bernie Sanders, did you say this about Elizabeth Warren? When he said, no, I did not, unequivocally, he said no. Then the CNN, it was a BAW, the CNN reporter then turns to Elizabeth Warren and says to Elizabeth Warren, how did you feel when Bernie Sanders said to you that a woman cannot win as president? Here's the problem with the CNN person. And everybody that saw this saw an egregious problem from somebody calling themselves a news organization in a presidential debate where everything is supposed to be kind of factual. Right? And this was wrong on so many levels. First of all, nothing was said to Elizabeth Warren directly. Two, when he was asked, he said he didn't say anything like that. Not believe him. So they lied on him. Hold on, but that isn't even the coup de grace. At the end of the debate, all right, at the end of the debate, and this is how you can tell it was scripted, I believe, there was a guy named Viva Fry. He showed this. I didn't see the end of the debate, but he showed this. He's the one that showed this, right? At the end of the debate, with full mics on, with the camera turned towards Elizabeth Warren, they then sandbagged Bernie Sanders by saying, I believe, Elizabeth Warren said to him, I think you just called me a liar. Bernie Sanders, like, with his hands up, where'd you get that from? All right, now, they was able to get this real loud with the cameras on both of them, with both of them in the middle. She didn't shake his hands or anything. I didn't catch that. Viva Fry is a lawyer from Montreal, and he does vlogs. Alright, y'all need to check him out. He's been breaking down the Constitution. He's been breaking down how much of a joke. Now, he don't say it's a joke, but he'll read what the actual articles of impeachment is and give what it would be in a real court, and it's a joke in real court. Just understand that. Alright, so it's a really good YouTube channel. Alright, to understand the legal stuff that's going on. Alright, but in this, they lied on him, and by defending himself from the lie that they told on him, these women then turned around and said, I believe that you were calling me a liar. So how can you trust any organization that does that? Why is Bernie Sanders even running as a Democrat? Both him and Tulsi Gabbard should run as third parties. Period. Because you got Clinton that called Tulsi Gabbard a Russian, that got many Democrats who don't like to read or study past CNN or MSNBC. You got them torpedoing Bernie Sanders stuff, so you can't trust the media. So, Booking.com, you can't trust our businesses anymore. They're not honest, they're deceitful, many of them. So you really got to be critical and check of them. On United, I fly United all the time because I racked up a lot of miles, right? A lot of times I could go places and pay a little bit because I racked up so many miles. You understand? And so one of the problems with United is to still be the worst airline. I didn't know they were the worst. Now, if it wasn't for the Brazilian side of United, I would never fly them. Because the American side is so bad. All the way in until you get into the airport itself. But from the baggage to check baggage, at least when you go out of Houston, Florida was a pleasant experience. But that's not the main hub. Houston and United, you can't fix anything the way you can in Brazil. In Brazil, if I have problems with United, I will go to the United office. All airlines have an office where there's a supervisor there. Let me repeat that. All airlines in Brazil, in the two in Galeão and Guarulhos, that's just the names, right? If y'all ever come down there, you'll see Guarulhos, which is in São Paulo. That'll be GRU, and Galeão, which is in Rio de Janeiro, and that would be GIG. So those of you guys that are coming down here, look for that on your tickets. Alright? But when you're coming down here, alright, when you're coming down here, that's it. And if you have a problem, if you lose something, you could go into the office. In the United States, you cannot do that. You have to call a 1-800 number, and then they'll bounce you around for a good hour. You can lose something, go to your hotel in Rio, and go back to the airport and speak to somebody and perhaps find your thing. By the time it takes you to get in touch with the United personnel through their telephone line in the United States. You understand what I just said? That's the state of our businesses. That's the state of how everything is going now. Alright? That's the state of us not having crap. That's the state of the United States going down the toilet. Period. People ask me, why do I like this place so much? And there's a couple of things I could take for granted. When I go to the favela, I know my life is in the hands of others. I understand that. I know that I am one bad night away from a risk. But I learned to develop trust, and that's basically what it is. Which gets into this next part. I learned that I can develop a little bit of trust. Enough trust to get things done that I think need to be done. Alright? I developed enough trust to get things done that I think need to be done. Here's the problem in the United States. How can you trust somebody when what they present to you is not the real them? How can you trust somebody when if you open a business, the first thing they want to do is tear you down? How can you trust somebody when you don't know what you're getting? How can you trust somebody that risks everything for money? So that must be 1, 2. Is that one? Nope. 1, 2. Is that one? Alright, I want to show y'all something. A lot of times, these women don't realize that something is going to be a problem. Okay, wait a minute. What order does this thing got this thing in? A lot of these times, these women don't realize something is going to be a problem until after it's a problem. Alright? For a while, we've been rejected, scorned. These women did everything to build themselves up for dudes that only wanted them temporarily. After they did all this to themselves, alright, marked themselves up, made them unpleasing, Now they got all kind of medical problems, right? Here's the problem with medical problems. The problem with medical problems is this, that at the end of the day, no man wants to foot medical bills for a lot of stuff that you got done to yourself. That if you would have been a genuine person and just been true to yourself, I don't know, you may have found somebody that might have appreciated you for who you were. Some things you can repair if you didn't take it too far. But in our community, that's basically what you have, is people that take it too far. You understand? Hey, what's up, Daniel? Hey, what's up, Jamil? Alright. It's sad, and when we call it out, they act like we, the Afro men, are the ones with the issue. Alright, understand. When we call it out, we're the ones with the issue. When we tried to check them out of love, they called it something else. When we tried to help out the community, they shut us down because they didn't like what we had to say about how the community got the way it did. And now that things have gone too far, they need doctors, they need resources, they need money. They're not happy. No one is really happy in the United States. Understand this. How many people know somebody that's really happy in the United States? I'll wait. I want to tell you something else that bothers me. A lot of the women are trying to travel to where the brothers are going and spreading the feminism, the same things that's destroying the United States. They're trying to take that message everywhere else. Alright. Things have gone too far with everything. Our business practices is garbage. There's a lot of things about what we got going on that's garbage. We have a bunch of people that are willingly choosing to be ignorant. They are making a willing choice to be ignorant. Alright? Everything that is being done is kind of a joke. Everything in America that's being done is kind of a joke. And when you look at the heads of everything, I'm just sorry. Hate to call it out like that. But when you look at the head of all these, of all of what's going on, the Me Too's, the trials, the sandbagging of other Democrats. When you look at who's doing it. All right. This is how ridiculous this is. Kim Kardashian. This is the United States. This is greed at its just most pathetic. Kim Kardashian is being sued by a photographer for her posting a picture of herself with her husband in Africa. This means that we can't even own an image of ourselves. Alright. There's this dude named Said Bolton. He said who took the picture of Kim Kardashian and says he owns the copyright to it in his lawsuit obtained by TMZ. He said Kim never obtained permission to use the photo on her social media. Again, this is a picture of Kim Kardashian with her husband in Africa being sued by some dude that took a picture of Kim Kardashian. So basically Kim Kardashian could be like, you know what, dude? You could never show that photo anywhere, or any photo that you took of me, because you can't copyright my face. Alright. This dude wants punitive damages for taking a picture of Kim Kardashian that she used. Y'all, this is ridiculous. This is the United States, though. One of the most unjust countries in the world when it comes to greed. You can't even make this stuff up. You can't even make up the greed that this, oh my goodness gracious. We got women destroying themselves for $1. We got the Triple S crew extorting and trying to extort other people in the Triple S crew. Moment. Oi, mi amigo. Okay, I don't even know which one. Alright. But anyway, one moment. Call Carlos. Hold on for a second, y'all. I gotta make this. Alright, while I wait for him. Alright. It's day to day, everybody is looking for a way to just extort money out of everybody else, even if it's for something of their own. Y'all understand? It is really, it's really ridiculous, right? In that you can't trust to, this is why I say you cannot open a business in the United States, especially within our community. Alright? Because everybody will come after you the moment they figure that you are successful enough to give them free money. And by free money, they will use somebody else to extort money from you by suing you for whatever. People are just looking for a way to get easy money. Okay? People are just looking for an easy way to get easy money. And that's all this is about. It's extortion at its best. Or maybe I might say at its worst. Hey, what's up, Breath Media? Breath Media. Alright? This is extortion at its worst. Alright? So, this is what we have. We have extortion at its worst. We have the Afro man that is told that it is us, it is our job to save everybody, while at the same time being rejected by the very people that tell us we need to save them. Alright, now that we're leaving this mess alone, these very same people are now getting mad, jealous, or whatever, and they're trying to shut down the brothers that's trying to escape. Hey, what's up, Trey Manifest? Right, and Trey Manifest, keep this in mind. These females that, if you've seen, there's a video I had put up earlier. I put up a video earlier. Let me see the name of this video. And the video I put up earlier had Young Miami. I had a girl on it by the name of Young Miami. Alright, and Young Miami basically breaks down what she likes. And here's the problem with Young Miami. Right? The name of the video is, can we change the mentality that the mothers teach the daughters? And sadly enough, I don't think so. But there was a lot of stuff I presented in that video. Alright, there's a lot of things I presented in that video. Earthquake, for instance. Alright, so I presented earthquake in that video. And I'm here to tell you that there is a lot going on here. Alright, and she just comes out right out and says what she likes. All right. And let me just say this. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and when you subscribe, click the notification bell. Now, I say this because when you see this video, it is going to be surprising. Not surprising what she says, but surprising that she actually says it on live television. She basically gives you unequivocal evidence as to the mentality of the younger women, the young women in the United States. All right, this is basically it. This is basically it. All right. It is such a state that when you look around, you just hope no other place become like this one is right now. All right. Period. And this is the state that we are in as a community, and it's also the state that the country is in. But then again, the country was founded on greed, murder, kidnapping, the theft of land, the destruction of a people, genocide, germ warfare. Did I leave anything out? And all this the number one thing they came up with is to separate people by color. Alright, so as brothers get sick and tired of being sick and tired and saying, you know what, we don't have to put up with this crap, we out, understand, we out. Alright, we're out. Stick a fork in us, we're done. Alright, so I want to go to the Philippines next and do my thing there. I'm trying to see what that's going to be like. Their sport is basketball. Alright. And in the meantime, I'm going to see what I can accomplish with the brothers here. Now, I do need a hand because, you know, if you can give it. So, if you'd like to donate to what I'm doing, my PayPal me and all the rest of that stuff is in the description box. But you still you take care of yourself first before you do anything. Alright? And trust me, I'm going to do that. Alright? This is a very interesting time. Right? But it is also a very worrisome time. This is a really worrisome time. Okay? All this alignment, which is true, trade manifests, right? Or is it Trex manifest? Alright. All the alignment is true, but the alignments are starting to fall through. Alright. And this is why you see This is why you see so many trying to run back to the brothers. Alright? And not to the simps. See, here's the thing. The Triple S crew can't help. One, they're too inebriated. And two, not too many have any major ideas to get people out of the situation that they're in, because they don't see that the BAAW is in a situation. They don't see, they be like, oh, there's a problem in the community, but they don't do anything. Like I said, you got a lot of keyboard warriors that sit behind the keyboard, and what I mean by warriors is they're terrible at it. They do no research. They do not look outside any box, and they only understand as far as their nose. Understand things as far as their nose, and that's it. And that's the problem, y'all. That is the major problem. Alright? So, nothing's going to get fixed. I don't think so. I don't know how you fix things when things have gone so far. Do you know your lungs heal itself when you smoke cigarettes? But there comes a point that if you smoke too much, your lung goes beyond the capacity to heal itself. It's the point of no return. See what I'm saying? Because you never gave the lungs a chance to heal itself, because you continuously chain smoked. And I think this is where the community is. When you get rid of all the things that protect, when you get rid of all the things that protect and don't give them anything in return, but want them to come back to give you their resources, that's a bad deal for thinking men. And yes, Lord, the secret society simps. Alright. This is the Triple S crew, the secret society simps. Alright. Here's the thing. You got brothers doing their own thing. You got brothers uniting with other brothers who's also doing their own thing. You got brothers that's helping brothers who's doing their own thing, helping other brothers who's doing their own thing do a thing together, while still they're doing their own thing. Think about that. There is no single person to attack, because they created an idea where men looked at the logic of what is the purpose of helping a community that did not want them. Men looked at the logic of saying, why would I spend my resources on somebody that just wants to take my resources and intentionally try to make me miserable the rest of my life? Why would I want to even be around someone like that? You have men that figured it out and said, you know what? It's not worth my integrity, life, or happiness. And while they're living their best life, trying to get over on folks, we're going to live our best life and put our resources to what we feel they need to be. Whether we feel it needs to be just us, or whether we feel like we want to help people that's less advantaged in other communities. That's where we're at. Yes, that's basically it. The weak links have shown themselves And now we know who to leave alone. Period. A lot of these dudes on Facebook think that I'm going to just return arguments, just keep going back and forth, back and forth. Nope, not going to do it. And one of the reasons I don't do it is I'm not going to, as an expert on one thing, argue with a person that's not an expert who don't respect my expertise, because they're not trying to learn anything. Understand? I'm not going to have an experience and discuss it with somebody that don't understand the experience because they're not trying to learn anything. And while they are not trying to learn anything, they're using the same BAW, deflection tactics. Men using the same BAW deflection tactics. Think about that for a second. Alright? Just think about that for a second. Alright? And then they want to get mad at everybody else for appropriation of everything when you have a segment of our population that appropriated out the yin yang. Hold on for a second. Alright, so this is this Mason Grant, right? And so for the brothers like Dwight Hayes, Texas, y'all know my MOS. Y'all know I was a lab tech, doing this DNA stuff from time to time. I was a research lab person. There's a difference between medical lab techs and a research. I'm going to tell you. It's funny that the research ones are, what do you call it? Not agnostic, but the other one. Don't believe there's a God. The medical ones do. Funny how that works. Hey, what's up, 911 Nomad? Alright. And so, and that's basically it, right? And what's up, Anthony Thompson? And so what's going on is there's this dude who don't get it. Alright? And these people that think they're arguing okay. And they cannot, here's the thing, these people cannot put two things together, right? They said, well, black people come from Africa. Dude, all people come from Africa. Understand, I said all people come from Africa. I'm not sure all people that we call people are actually people. We're talking Nephilim kind of issues and stuff like that. Atheists, thank you very much, Texas Marie. Alright? But understand this, right? And I told these guys that yes, all people can come from Africa. So if you use DNA, if you use mDNA, you can trace everybody back to Africa if you want to, right? Now, in using mDNA, the maternal DNA, the female DNA, you can trace anybody back to and stop wherever you want. Alright? And so what they do is they'll be like this. Understand this. Remember. Yes, Captain Marvel. And this is what I was trying to break down to these dudes that didn't want to understand anything. Alright? And you got a bunch of ignorant dudes talking to other ignorant dudes in the bliss of ignorance without trying to understand what's going on. Alright, and so, y'all, okay, I'm going to break this down as a lab tech. I'm going to break this down as a person that understands history. And I'm going to break this down as a person that understands misinformation from official sources. This is how DNA works. All maternal DNA, and this is why they use it, you could put everybody in Africa by sequencing back and back and back and back. You can sequence through maternal DNA. Maternal DNA don't tell you who you are. That's only half the story. Understand this. Your paternal DNA. Oh, only males have that. Only males have paternal DNA. Okay? And so, for instance, in my ancestry, I have native paternal DNA. I have native U.S. paternal DNA. I have somebody in the U.S. I have paternal DNA. So somebody that was a father in my lineage was from South America. Somebody sub-Saharan. You understand? So, maternal DNA could generally place you in any place they want to place you in. All the way back to Africa. Everybody. Caucasian, black, whatever. Chinese, whatever. Black. Everybody goes back to Africa. So when these people tell you that you're from this, that, and the other, alright, they exclude the United States because they don't want you to know that you have roots here. Meaning that if you came from Africa to the United States before the Caucasians and the Mongolians, they want you to not understand that you were here first. So they'll say that, well, your DNA originates in Africa. Well, that's true. But because they already predetermined that we're going to have the Mongolian race as the first to be in the United States. So let's flip that. Let's say somebody that is, well, the government. that wanted you to understand that you was here before everybody. Some of you were. To the tune of 90% or more were here first, right? So if they were being honest, then they could say, well, the Africoid people were here first. So when we do DNA, everybody that has Africoid blood, we will say are aboriginal to this land. All right? Understand, this is how DNA works. So basically, when they say that we're going to say that the Mongolian blood was here first in the New World, to them it was the New World. To us and the Mongolian people, it was the Old World. And the proof would be the bones that were dug up in Brazil. The oldest bones in this land of that are that of African people. All right? The oldest are of African people by at least 10,000 years. Understand this, right? So that's the oldest bones that was dug up here. And we're talking about as a society, not a particular bone, but we're talking about a family, or dare I say a group. All right? Now, what's significant about this is female. And let's say what's significant about this. Female and children means that there were males here. Alright? So now that changes everything. See, this is things that people in Brazil understand already, because I don't know what their school is teaching that we're not in the United States, but they are less ignorant about Afro people existing here before the Caucasians and the Mongolians. That's not even an issue here. In Brazil, in Brazil, it is understood that Afro people were here first. Hold on. All right. Okay, I'm waiting for these guys to block me sooner or later. So what I'm telling him is, alright, so y'all have heard my conversations in Portuguese and stuff like that. So in Brazil, they understand that Afro people were here first. I mean, the research was done here. Okay, well, I mean, years and years before anybody else. Alright, so we were all over this continent of what we say the Americas. Alright, before they were divided up by the Europeans. Alright, the Filipinos understand that the Negritos were there first. Okay, and so that's basically what happened. Alright. Y'all need to go. Hey, Dwight, hold on. This is the new video that I had up. Okay, I'm gonna have to give you. I'm gonna have to put this up in the link. I don't know what minute, but go towards the middle end part, right? That's the video right there. And this Young Miami, part of this female rap duo in Miami, right? This Young Miami just comes straight out and just tell you, I don't like good men. She had a good man that treated her like right, but she didn't want him. Okay, so basically, in the education system here in Brazil, okay, in the education system here in Brazil, alright, they understand these things. And basically, if you go to the Facebook page, okay, if you go to the Facebook page, I don't know whose post this is, but I mean, I can't believe alright, and then this dude, hold on for a second. Alright, and hold on. So these guys threatened to block me. These dude, Mason Grant, right? That's the dude. So I'm just pointing out some things, right? And he's threatening to block me. This is the one whose girlfriend, because I was trying to give him more credit than I guess he deserved, right? And it's crazy what's going on. It's crazy what's going on. It is. The community is in such a state that you got the keyboard warriors, and I'm gonna put it to you like this, with the keyboard warriors. With the keyboard warriors, the keyboard warriors actually stated that, and this dude say he's just going to block me. So I'm like, you know, he could do that. I don't care. I mean, but this is how this goes. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull it up in here. Now, I'm trying to bring up everything. Let me see if I can bring it up. This is it. Alright, so this is the dude, Mason Grant. Alright. The dude is mad. The dude is mad because I'm calling it out. Right? He says, you stated my assertions, question mark. You're not even speaking English correctly. And he's probably right on that. But I don't care. I'm no longer, and remember, I'm a lab tech. I was a medical lab tech for most of my life. And, well, part of it, I did research work at UNT. That's the University of North Texas in Dallas. That was kind of a short stint, right? Those are the guys that were the atheists. I thought that was kind of funny how the research lab techs were atheists and how the medical lab techs were theists. Alright, I don't know how to make this larger, right? Alright, so basically, he said English correctly, but you're going to, you claim to be an expert on genetics field, and so there it is. All right. I don't know if they blocked me yet. I'm thinking I'm going to be blocked sooner or later. Okay, so alright, so when they're not able to, I don't know if these went. So what's going on is, when a lot of these people, It's just senseless. It's just senseless. These, I mean, alright, it's just senseless. These are, I'm having a discussion with people that have not taken a geology course, which I have not taken a geography course, which I have, and they don't understand anything about Melanesia, the Negritos, and all the rest of that. Alright? They don't understand about the findings here in Brazil. They don't understand hardly any of anything, right? But I'm just keeping this going until they block me to show y'all what this is. Now, with the Mason Grant character, I kind of understand this kind of I don't even know what to call this, right? So, one of the things that these people don't like to do is verify that people are who they say they are. I don't know, they could go and look at a few live shows and see, basically, and you see, this guy is getting all upset. Okay, the man is getting upset. Understand this. When we talk about a particular mentality, how do you get upset at somebody that's putting out factual information? And basically, he don't understand that most of the people that left Africa and went to the islands, who came over here to South America, into the North Americas, the Inuit, most of them were African tribes. And yes, they would have left from West Africa. Now, here's the thing. Let me explain something to y'all. I explained something to y'all about the Coriolis effect, right? But the other thing I want to explain to you is about the Pacific Ocean. Okay, here's something about the Pacific Ocean. If you notice that everybody, when they travel across the Atlantic. The Atlantic Ocean is a little bit colder and stuff like that. But the Pacific Ocean is wider. And if you notice, a lot of planes do not fly across the Pacific Ocean. They take a route up around Alaska into Japan, go there, land, and then go into another part of like Polynesia, Melanesia, Australia. Australia probably takes another 2 bounces, right? And that's because the Pacific Ocean is so wide. The other thing about the Pacific Ocean is that curvature around Alaska might be a shorter trip than going, let's say, straight from California to Japan across the Pacific, because of how the Earth is. These guys wouldn't understand that because they're limited in their understanding of geology, geography. And if they took geography in college, you would learn that geography is not only about where something is, but it's like the type of land, what people were there first, why they were there first, what would have them there first, what kind of vegetation is there. What made the Incas so great? They were able to grow everything because they grew it up the side of a mountain. So that the stuff that grew in warm areas, they grew down the lower part of the mountains. The stuff that grew in cold areas, they grew up at the uppermost part of the mountain. You understand? Okay? But you can't explain this to guys like this. That's why they don't come to channels like mine. A lot of these people are not trying to learn anything. Okay? They're not trying to learn anything. They're too busy trying to correct English than trying to understand a topic to somebody that is more of an expert. I should tell them, look up ASCP. Okay? And for those of you that want to know what that means, that's the American Certification of Clinical Pathologist. Okay? And let me give them one other thing to look up too. Hold on. See if they will. Okay, so I don't understand this guy's page. I don't even understand who listens to him in his comment section, right? But anyway, okay, let's see, who's the baby? Okay, Captain Marvel, yep. Same. Okay, so this is what we got going on here. All right. But you know what I mean? But here's the thing. They're not looking for understanding though. That's the point. See, you all know my credentials. They probably know them too, which is why they argue my English. You understand? So a lot of people, when they know that, oh, this dude might know what he's talking about, okay, so, and we just got to be right because that's just what it is. We're not looking for education or anything. Not on my channel. We're not going to have that. I need to be the smartest dude here. So they just look at, oh, your English is bad. Alright, and so that's basically it. Alright, so I doubt that they might have anything else to say. I gave them the channel to see if they wanted to respond, because y'all could probably, I gave them the channel on purpose, because if they wanted to, if they wanted to check anything, hold on. Well, they didn't block me yet, so I'm waiting. Alright, so they're trying to say that the Negritos is not the same as everybody else. And see, and so the point that was lost in all of this, in my assertion, is I said that Afro people were everywhere first. In South America, North America, in Polynesia, Melanesia, in all of the islands first. They were in Europe and China first. Japan first. Okay? To the point where in Japan and China, they still have old African statues of the first people that were there. Alright? I argue with them that everybody comes out of Africa. Period. But that the people that were on the islands in South and North America that were there first looked like us. Hold on for a second. Oi, meu amigo. Tudo bem?
Tudo.
O hotel aqui muito ruim. So eu quero esperar para amanhã. Eu quero conjunto com ele. Pode você falar com ele? Ela. Well, Carlos fala com ela. Eu tenho outra coisa que quero falar com você. Ok? Ideia. Eu tenho outra ideia muito importante para você. Você e sua esposa. Para você e sua esposa. Entende?
Entendo.
So amanhã você trabalhando amanhã. Você trabalhar amanhã.
Sim.
Amanhã
eu trabalho.
Quanto tempo você fechado? Quanto tempo você ficar para um trabalho?
Não sei, se eu for de manhã, umas 7 horas, 6 horas.
7 horas. 7 horas. 7.
Sim, da noite eu venho pra cá.
So eu viajo seu lugar amanhã 8 horas. 8 horas. Amanhã eu volto eu volto para outro lugar. Flamengo. Eu volto até Flamengo. Eu volto até Flamengo. Amanhã. E fica no Flamengo para 3 dias. Até eu voltar.
Então, amanhã você viaja?
Eu viajo.
Amanhã você viaja?
Segunda-feira.
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 Amanhã você vem pra cá para ir pra favela?
Sim. Eu volto amanhã. Eu volto à favela. Eu vou voltar para a favela quando você fechar o seu trabalho.
Sim, tá bom. A gente vai conversando amanhã. Eu te aviso quando eu sair do aeroporto.
E visito do aeroporto?
Eu te aviso quando eu sair do aeroporto.
Visito? Escreve-me. Você não pode.
Escrever.
Eu falo que eu não. Okay, that was very important. So this was my idea, y'all, and I'm gonna pass this on real quick. So I was looking, and the brother that I was talking to, right? My idea was, as other brothers come here that I know, hopefully I can give them a bag of balls, and we store them in. We store them at his house. Okay, until I could come down and pass them out. So that was my idea, because I'm learning who I can and cannot trust here. Okay, and so that's basically it. Alright, so I'm learning who I can and cannot trust here. Moment. Okay, so basically, so this is what's going on, right? Pray manifest. There's not going to ever be the amount of care for Afro males in the United States from anybody. Alright? There's not that amount of care in Brazil. I've learned that brothers have to stick together in both countries. Right? And part of our greatest adversaries are going to be, sadly enough, other so-called black men. Alright, those are going to be our greatest adversary, is because in one way we're fighting the system, but if we can navigate around the system, we can build, because we can see, we can be like, okay, this is danger. Alright, let's not build here. This is danger by design. But the problem here is, okay, alright, but the problem here is that we're looking at brothers that will shut down a lot of stuff. Okay, we are looking at brothers that will. They're not brothers. All right, so let's not make that mistake. But we're looking at people that will shut down a lot of stuff that we try to do. What good we try to do, it would be an issue. All right. And so that's the problem. That's the problem we have. But you're right. Some of the times our worst adversaries are the ones that could get the closest to us. You know, the ones that act like they are a part of us. Alright? And then you find out, no. They have nothing in common with us. They are more destructive than some of the major people that's been trying to have at us. All right, and therein lies the problem. Who do you trust? Who can you trust? And that's our issue as a people. And when you look at it, it seems like we have a better time trusting people that don't look like us than we have trusting people that do look like us. Is because the people that's actually trying to do us the most harm is the people that do look like us. Because the people that don't look like us realize a particular thing. They say to themselves, why bite the hand that feeds me? This is something that seems to be lost on us. Alright, so y'all, it is getting late for me, and I am about to shut this down. It's been good talking with y'all. If the internet is good in the other place I'm going to be tomorrow, I will holler at y'all again tomorrow. That's right, Trex Manifest. And that's why we're calling them the Secret Simp Society. The new triple S name, the Secret Simp Society. Because that I was up visiting Texas Marine, and I was thinking about it. I was like, a lot of these dudes that's simping belong to secret society. Secret Greek organizations, secret other organizations, just secret societies all the way around. And I'm like, wow, really? And so their allegiance is to the societies that they belong to, not to the community at large. Hey, what's up, David Bowman? Man, I'm about to go to bed so I can get out of here early in the morning. Alright. So, basically, I will holler at all of y'all later. Peace, love, and soul. And, I'll try to do a live tomorrow. Alright, with that said, I'm out.